Hey, it's Marthea Pitts, the MSW coach. And I am going live. Let me update something. Hold on a second. I'm putting a comment, so give me just one moment. Hey, as you come in the room, drop in the chat where you're logging in. I'm just pinning a comment. And I want to know, what is your job costing you? What is your job costing you? Is it costing you time? Is it costing you energy? Is it costing you? We're going to get into it. Oh, Radiant Soul said the topic grabbed my attention. Yes, Radiant Soul. Let's talk about it. And you're in Chicago. I love it. Let me pin this comment. And let's talk about the thing. What is your job costing you? Let's get into it. But first, drop in the chat, where are you located from? So that way I know where you are in the world. Okay, we have New Jersey in the building. Journey is in New Jersey. I love it. Radiant Soul said my sanity, but it's my livelihood. Oh, we're going to come back to that one. That's a very good one. True, hey, from Huntsville. You know I love Alabama in the building. Journey said energy, time. Okay, this is good. So for those who just came in the room, I want to know, what is your job costing you, right? So we already had people drop in my sanity, but it's my livelihood. I understand that conflict, right? However, I want you to understand and know that even though your job, for everybody, like my mama told me years ago, no one's working for fun. I don't care what they tell you. Everyone is working as a means to take care of themselves, right? Which is very true, because I worked with someone before that was like, I just work for fun. No one works for fun. We're working to live. However, you can get to a place where you have a choice in the jobs that you take, right? Because in the beginning, when you don't really know how to navigate your career and navigate the job market, you do just take the jobs that are available. I've been there, done that work many years in call centers. However, I really took control over the situation when I took the time through a lot of trial and error. Everything that I teach my coaching clients, I figured out on my own, and over like the last 15, 20 years of how to take control of my career, where I choose the jobs I want. I choose who I want to work with. I choose the quality of job I want. I choose. Whereas before I was just taking what was given to me. So I say that to say, it's like just the thing, a reminder that I always like to remind you, you have a choice. You have a choice. I know it don't feel like it. Radiant said my sanity, but it's my livelihood. We talked about that. And then, okay, New Jersey. Okay, I missed that comment. Okay. So we talked about sanity. So I want to talk about a thing called emotional salary, right? It's all of the things over and beyond your financial compensation that a job gives you to work the job, because again, no one's working a thing. However, for emotional salary are the things that you need to be clear on, that you need to better support your life. It can be things like work-life balance, meaning maybe you need a flexible schedule. Maybe you are a single person and you have some children, maybe your siblings, whoever the thing. Maybe you're a pet parent and you're like, I need a better schedule so I can better support these things, these people in my life. Work-life balance will be a part of emotional salary. And how it can impact you if you don't have work-life balance in your job is you're working 24/7, or you're on call 24/7, and you're missing out on family events, or you're missing out on little league t-ball practice for your children, or you're missing out on the pet parent day in the park. I don't know, I'm not a pet parent, right? But I know many of you are. That is something that your job is costing you, because it's costing you time. It's costing you quality moments with your family members. Another thing that falls in the emotional salary category is job satisfaction. Have you ever worked a bad job? Have you ever worked a toxic job? We all know when you work in those environments, it takes a toll on you mentally, internally, all of the leads, right? I've talked to someone that I work with in my coaching container, and I asked her the question. I was like, based on what she was telling me, so I said, that means you wake up every morning dreading that it's morning because it means that you have to go to work. And she's like, yeah. And I said, you're not living. How do I know this? Because I've been there, done that in my call center days, waking up mad and pissed off because the sun was up, because that meant that I had to go to that job and battle with those people on the phone, right? That's no way to live. And what I told her is because every day is a new beginning. Every day is a blessing that you opened your eyes. Your first word should be thank you, not, oh my gosh, I gotta go to this job. That should not be the first immediate thought. You should be in gratitude that you get another day to see the world, because a lot of people didn't open their eyes. So your job is costing you the time, the precious minutes that you get to be a living, breathing human on this earth, because many people don't get it. And so job satisfaction is important, because if you waking up every morning that way, your emotional salary is costing you. Not having that is costing you. Another thing that falls under emotional salary is positive and supportive work environments. I cannot tell you the number of social workers that I have encountered since being online. When was it? April 2020. The number of social workers who are being everything short of physically abused. They're being emotionally abused. They're being mentally abused. They're being taken advantage of. They're being overworked. They're in toxic environments. They're being subjected to microaggressions. They're being subjected to abusive supervisors. Again, everything that still kind of falls within the legal realm. Because you're dealing with educated people, they're not going to flat out mistreat you because they know that you are smart too and you know the law, but they have their other ways of doing it. I met this social worker one time and it broke my heart. I haven't thought about this since they shared it with me, where they were passed over for a promotion that they were promised for several years. It was like a leadership promotion, and they passed them over. And the person shared with me something in confidence that I'm not going to repeat, but it really took a toll on them. And they were living in that. And this happened like 3 years before. And so it was impacting them on a deeper level, to the point where they didn't even have life satisfaction. Forget job satisfaction. They didn't even have life satisfaction. So when I talk about what is your job costing you, these are the things that I'm naming, because I've taught with so many of you all over the world, not even just in the U.S. I talked to a social worker the other day that said I've helped them tremendously, and they're on a small island in the Pacific Ocean. She made me smile, right? And she was talking about the toxic work environment she came from. And when she found my information, she was like, that's how I learned that I had choices. You have choices. Right? And since then, she's taken charge of her career. Another thing that falls under the emotional salary category, things that you should be looking at over and beyond what's going to be in my paycheck, right? Because if you don't have it, it's going to cost you something. Like in the words of Funky Dineva, because I love Funky Dineva because he's from Florida. I'm from Florida, South Florida, so I quote what he says. You going to pay. You're going to either pay on the front end or you're going to pay on the back end, but you're going to pay in some kind of way, right? So I say that to say that, yes, the salary is great, but we need to look at how is this job going to impact me over the long term? Is this going to leave me a better person, or is it going to leave me a broken person? Farmer Go-Go Girl, me too. Thank you, Farmer Go-Go Girl. We got something planned that we're going to share, me and her, with the world. But the other one is professional growth opportunities. I always talk to you all about how your job should be adding to you, not taken away from you. They should be investing in you. If you are with an employer who prioritizes their human capital, which is you, the worker, you are human capital, they should be investing in your professional development. They should be paying for tuition. They should be reimbursing for tuition. They should be paying for training. They should be paying for insert your thing, right? That is a thing that falls under the emotional salary, the emotional salary, because many of you are taking on these huge debts to get these additional things that you need to be, when you feel you need, because I say you don't need anything else than what you already have, but you feel you need to be competitive in the job market. If your employer is not paying for those things, they are costing you. Right? What they're costing you is your money, because you paying this stuff out of pocket when in reality you need to be over here with company B that will pay for the thing, that will pay for you to be a better, stronger professional to do the work that you're doing for them. Another thing that falls under emotional salary is recognition and appreciation. Maybe you are one of those people that need extrinsic appreciation, external appreciation, people acknowledging your contributions, people giving you credit for whatever it is that you did. If you're working in an organism, because I know everyone doesn't have that approach, like for introverts, we want our appreciation to be in a different kind of way, but regardless of what it is, your employer should know what your style is, and they should be matching that, right? I had a program director. This is my first case management job. I was working as a workforce development career counselor, case manager in the workforce development center. And I heard my program manager say one time to the full group, she was like, because they were acknowledging me because I was good at what I did. Every job, I'm always the top performer, right? And so my program manager was like, it's okay, Marthea, she don't really like that, but we'll celebrate her later, because they were trying to celebrate me in a full office. And I was like, oh, she knows my style, right? However, for you, you may need those things. And your supervisor, your manager, your director should know, and they should be catering to your style of recognition and appreciation. Regardless of what their style is, they should be feeding into that. They should be fueling that. They should be supporting that, because that is what makes you feel like I am a part of this team. I am really valued. Like somebody said, that's invaluable. I love that. Also facts. Right? They should be feeding you and what you need and making you a part of the team, which will help you produce in your outcomes. Another thing that falls under emotional salary is autonomy. Autonomy. I was taking down a memory lane about call center jobs yesterday when I saw a post on Instagram. It was this girl, this lady, she was reenacting working in a call center, and all I could put in the comments on the post was, I thank God every day that he got me out of call center jobs. That's some hard work. You talk about a job with no autonomy, a job where they tell you when to take a break. They tell you when you could take an emergency break. They tell you when you could take lunch. They tell you when you can go to the restroom. You only get 3 restroom breaks, a 8-hour shift. They tell you when to clock in. They tell you when to leave. They write you up like there's no autonomy in that work. And that's the same thing for many of you are in your case management jobs. Like you have no autonomy to make decisions about the person you've been talking to for the last year, your participant or your client. You have no autonomy when it even comes to your work schedule. You have no autonomy about even just your own personal coming and goings, about your leave time. There's a lot of people that share with me where they put in leave and it doesn't get approved. Like your supervisor's telling you can't take off and all of the things. Farmer is so powerful to regain autonomy. Yes, that is something I feel like, I'm going to say this. When you go and get all of those degrees and things like that, that is something that you should automatically have your first job after a degree. Now, I see, like, for me, when I just had my high school diploma, okay, I really ain't got no skin in the game. Okay, y'all gonna tell me when to log out. I did it for many, many years. I understood where I was on the structure. However, when you go and get all of these degrees and have all of these credentials and all of the things, you should at least have autonomy on when you're going to take lunch break and how you're going to do your schedule or something, right? So I want to remind you all that your job should not be costing you anything. It should be adding to you. And so I wanted to break down those categories for you of where it should be doing it. So I'm going to recap in case you came into the room midpoint in this conversation. Emotional salary can include work-life balance. So that could be scheduling. That could be flexibility in your work environment. Maybe you would prefer to work 3 days from home and then 2 days in the office, or maybe you want to be in the office 4 days a week and 1 day at home. Whatever the thing is, insert your thing. It would be work-life balance, job satisfaction, positive and supportive work environments. Everything should be positive. It should be supportive. It should always be an open door policy. You should have resources and tools that you need to effectively do your job. I have a private one-on-one coaching client where she started her case management job. And it was a fully remote job. It wasn't something that she asked for. It was a fully remote job. When she applied for it, they made her purchase her own laptop to do her remote job. She had to pay for that out of her own money and was not reimbursed for it. So that was week one, and the job was already costing her. She hadn't even got paid. And she was spending money out of her own pocket to buy equipment to do her job. And she stayed in that job for years, and it was the epitome of a non-supportive, positive work environment. And the first time was when they asked her to buy her own laptop. Right? Another area is professional growth opportunities. The other area is recognition and appreciation. You should be recognized for your contributions. So many of you all are doing some innovative things as case managers. Because I've been in case management world, they overwork you, right? So a lot of that looks like you're getting your supervisors and your directors working, all of these things, and you all are bringing in millions of dollars to your organizations. You are creating groundbreaking work. You're doing groundbreaking research, and you're not getting recognized for it. Other people are taking credit for your things. You're not being appreciated for it. I cannot tell you how many social workers I've talked to who have created a thing where they brought in millions of dollars of funding or created this innovative program, and then were silently pushed out by leadership and not given credit for what they did. I just want you to know it doesn't have to be that way. You could get a macro job where you will receive recognition and appreciation for your groundbreaking work, and you will be compensated well. The last category, the last thing under the emotional salary is autonomy. So you will have autonomy in your work. These things are important. We all adults, right? Especially if you have multiple degrees, because y'all have a lot of degrees. You have your bachelor's, you have multiple bachelor's, you have multiple masters, you have doctoral degrees, you have credentials, certifications, and you can't even take off, or you can't even take a restroom break or take a lunch break or make a decision that doesn't require someone to micromanage the thing. Of course, when we're talking about higher level decisions around big budgets, all right. But when it comes to like how you're servicing your clients, and as long as it's within the guidelines, that's a problem. And you should be able to have those things. So I wanted to tell you, I want you all to answer that question. You don't have to tell me. Some people have already dropped it in the chat, which I love. But what is your job costing you? And I want you to write it out and see, is your job costing you more than it's worth? Like, are you paying out a lot of money? Is it a toll on your emotional, mental, physical, like all of the leaves? Is it a toll on your spiritual health? Whatever the thing is, insert your thing. But you need to figure out what is your job costing you, and then you need to create a plan to fix the situation. So, and Farmer Go Girl says you can. Me and Farmer Go Girl, we're going to record a podcast because she got a macro job. She went to my She came to my How to Find a Macro Social Work Job workshop last November. Same workshop that I'm having again July 28th next week. She came to that workshop last year and landed a macro job using the strategies that I taught her in that $97 workshop. And we're going to record a podcast because you think it's not possible, and it's possible. You can get a job. You just need to learn how to find the jobs. You need to learn how to compete for the jobs. And you need to learn how to advance in this area of practice. And you don't need any licenses. You don't need any like special certifications, degrees, or any of the things. So I'm excited about us recording that podcast because she landed a macro job by attending the same workshop that I'm having on July 28th. So if you want to learn the strategies that she used, she was just like you. I've never met her in real life. I met her on that workshop with the other 20 some odd people that were on there. But she took the strategies and hit the ground running and has landed a macro job doing work that she loves. So if you want to attend the next How to Find Macro Social Work Jobs workshop, the link is in my bio. I encourage you to purchase a ticket. Tomorrow is the last day to get the early bird registration bonus of getting 100+ macro social work job titles. You get those free so you can start your job searching immediately, and then the workshop is next Sunday. I do have 2 ticket options. I have general admission and VIP. General admission is I'm going to teach you the strategies, how to find a job. The VIP admission, you get a career clarity intensive with me. So if you are tired from bouncing from one job to the next, like you get one job and you think, this is going to be the job, I'm going to love it. And then 3 months in, you're like, I hate this job. I don't even like the thing. I don't like working with the people, none of the things. It's because you need clarity. So if you upgrade to the VIP admission, you get a career clarity intensive with me and with all of the rest of the VIPs, and I will help you get clear once and for all. So then when you come to the job search workshop on Sunday, you're going to be immediately finding the jobs that you say you want. And you don't have to go through that whole trial and error period of, okay, well, I found this job, I'm just going to go do this job. No, you need clarity to get crystal clear around what are your skills, what are your interests, what are your abilities, and what job lines up with that. Because what you've been currently doing is only looking at jobs based on your degree and what lines up with that. That's not how we do it. We do it off of your interests, right? And this goes back to what I said earlier. You have options. You got an option. You don't just have to do case management because you got a social work degree. You have options. You could take your degree and go wherever you want to go and get whatever job you want, as long as it's like non-specialized, like a medical doctor. But if you've always wanted to be a librarian, you can take your social work degree and become a librarian. It's all about clarity. Right? I love it, Farmer Girl. Invest in yourself. It's invaluable idea. She said, get the ticket. That was the magic sauce. I was in awe and amazed. I love it. Thank you so much for being a champion for the brand. So purchase the ticket. The link is in the bio. I got Klarna now. If y'all knew what it took for me to get Klarna added, y'all could finance the ticket. It's like less than $12 or something like that a month. I got Klarna, I got Afterpay, I got PayPal, I got all of the things for you to get a win. And none of it requires, the Klarna and the Afterpay doesn't require a hard pull on your credit. It's a soft pull. Use Klarna to finance the little things that you want. Why not finance it to get you another job, right? And the jobs we get over here ain't low-paying jobs. But tomorrow is the last day for the free 100 macro social work job title list. So I encourage you to buy the ticket before that ends. And then the workshops are next weekend. Thank you, Farmer Girl. Facts a career. Yes, invest your money. Go get you a new job, making some money. And you can buy a house and you can buy all the little stuff that you want that you've been financing on Klarna. Finances to get you a new job. It will be a great investment. So thank y'all for joining me. I'll see you next time. Happy Macro Career Planning. The link is in the bio. Register. Bye.